Hey, what's going down? Welcome to another episode of the Connections Hub podcast, where we connect you to everything business related. Now, today, I'm super excited for our guest because I got Cecil Ivey sitting next to me, the one and only, but I don't want to steal from his thunder, so I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell you a little bit about what it is that he do. So take it over, Cecil.
Well, thank you, Jha. You know, that's a lot of thunder to steal. But it is I, the funeral guy, you know, the Pied Piper of preneed, dead man's best friend, the hostess with the ghostess. My mama called me head. I've been called a lot worse, but you can call me Cecil, whatever you like, doggone it.
Man, don't y'all feel it already?
Already.
Don't you feel it already? I'm so excited to jump in this. So you said preneed.
Yes.
What exactly is preneed? Preneed insurance, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people actually know it as burial insurance.
Okay.
A lot of folks in our community. But preneed is essentially preneed before you actually need a funeral. This is a funded vehicle that you can put in place to actually have it paid for before you actually need it.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
No. That's the funeral guy. Yeah. Dead man's best friend.
Oh, yeah. The hostess with the ghostess.
Let me not forget. How long have you been in the industry?
So we started 2017. So my granny passed in 2017. Long story short, funeral home did a great job, but they charged us $75 to put a wig on her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was real, or you just?
No, that's real.
$75?
$75 to put her wig on. Now, the wig that we paid for, well, she already had the wig. We just had it styled.
You know, granny, you know.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of them. We just tried to figure out what head to pull it off. But she had the wig. We just had it styled. The only thing they literally had to do was put it on her head. $75.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was the straw.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I dove deep. You know what I mean? Like, why are they able to do this? How can they do this? Who they plug? You know what I mean?
So it's just like you seen, was it something like, hey, you seen the invoice and you were like, oh, this is ridiculous. Let me find out more information.
Absolutely. So every time you have a funeral, the funeral home is required to give you a statement of goods and services. Okay. So every single thing that they perform for your family, they have to break it down individually. So I did the wig for $75. I did the makeup for how I did you know what I mean? They have to break it down. So when I got that breakdown and I saw the wig $75, the casket was $3,500. You know what I mean? They got lost on the way to the viewing and charged us an additional $250 for mileage.
Because they got lost?
Because they got lost.
Oh,
you know what I
wow.
mean? Exactly. Church didn't move. Grandmama damn doggone, can I cuss on this?
You can get a little, you know.
Grandma damn sure didn't move, you know what I mean? So we ain't gonna get too irate with it, but Granny didn't move either,
right.
But we got charged an additional fee for mileage, right? So after seeing all of that, you know what I mean? Like, come on now.
How much was the funeral, if you don't mind me asking, total?
Total, it was over 10,000.
Is that like the normal rate for a funeral?
Yeah, so the average is about 7 to 10.
$7,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
So for a regular, well, not regular, but for kind of like what we're probably all used to, the burial, everything about $7,000 to $10,000.
Yes, so a traditional burial. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's your casket, your memorial, the viewing, the cemetery plot. But all of that varies, though. You know what I mean? If you want your cemetery in the front or your cemetery plot in the front, that's more money. Yeah, I mean, if you want, you know, a rubber casket around, or a rubber seal around your casket, that's more money.
It's almost like he's like the premier of funerals. Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it can get pricey. You know what I'm saying?
What's the most expensive funeral you ever seen?
Michael Jackson's funeral.
How much was it?
About 2.3 million or something crazy.
God,
like
2.3 million?
I'm guessing, you know what I mean? But it was in the millions, because you got to remember, he rented out the Staples Center. You know what I mean? We talking about they need police officers to handle the crowd, insurance because of the, you know, folks coming in and out. You got A1 listers coming to perform, you know what I mean? Top preacher, you know what I mean? So it had to be in the millions.
God. So when it comes to your company, and what's the name of the company?
So we are Cindy's List Funeral Concierge.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and yeah, the funeral guy.
So do you help me plan the funeral after you send me the pre-need policy, or how does it come in with me planning the funeral and everything like that?
So there's 2 ways I can help you, right? Okay. So first we got to figure out, are you living or breathing, or dead or alive? You know what I mean? If you're dead, then we can absolutely help you reduce those costs.
So
right?
hold up. So who doing the talking if I'm dead? Is this like somebody else?
I'm talking to your family.
Okay,
you know what I'm
okay. So
well, I'm gonna holler at you too, but you know what I mean? But nah, talking to your family, so I can help your family if you pass before.
So it's pre-need, or ideally you would want to get it before you die, but even after you die, you can still get this same policy?
No, ma'am. Actually, that was my bad. So,
no,
so we got pre-need, which if you're alive, I can get you preneed.
Right.
Then we have at need. If you're dead, I can help you reduce your cost.
So one of them preneed, of course, before at need. Once you pass, you can help reduce the cost. And I know I've heard, and you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't when you don't after you pass and you try to get some type of policies, is it usually more money? Because I've heard it's been more, kind of because you already passed away.
Once you pass, you can't get nothing else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, you gone. You ain't getting nothing else. But so it depends on if I'm understanding the question, right? So say you pass. All right, so let's start over. Preneed, so you, Jha, say that I don't want
wait. Don't use Jha. Use somebody. Just use Jessica.
Jessica,
Yeah.
okay. To all you Jessicas out there, she said.
I'm bad.
Right. So Jessica dies, right? So Jessica comes to us and she says, "Hey, I don't want my family to have to go and do a GoFundMe. I don't want my family to have to deal with a fish fry or coming up with money to have me buried or cremated, whatever I want, right?" So we would have talked with Jessica to figure out what she wanted. I mean, what do you want?
And this is before, so this is like if she's coming to you before she passed.
Yes.
So you're getting out everything she would want.
Yep.
Everything, down to the type of wig she wants, everything.
Down to the type of wig, yes. Color flowers, type of casket, we pick all that out now.
So how does that stay secure for if I do pass? Like, how do I make sure all this is actually done properly?
Well, see, that's the purpose of the preneed. So the preneed is what actually, so we pick out your casket, we pick out your flowers, and we essentially putting it on layaway. Yeah, man. Okay. So we put your funeral on layaway.
That's a good example.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I mean? So we pick out all you want. You go shopping. Yeah, I like that. When the kids gonna like that for Christmas. You know what I mean? And you put it on layaway. You know what I mean? And we take that, put it in storage, and the funds that you put into your policy actually goes into one of two places. You know what I mean? It's either gonna be a trust fund, you know what I mean, or a trust account, or it's gonna go into an insurance policy. Either way, whatever amount you choose is the amount that it's gonna cost for your funeral. Yeah.
So like let's say my funeral is Jessica's funeral. Let's say Jessica's funeral is about $13,000. Is it like do I take that $13,000 and break it up over 20 years, or like how does it really?
That's exactly it. Oh. So we take that $13,000, add the taxes for whatever merchandise, because you got to pay taxes on your casket and the physical stuff.
I'm paying this year taxes or 20 years down the line?
Taxes.
Okay, cool.
This year taxes, right? And we take that, let's just say $15,000 with taxes, just for a round number. And we take that 15 and we spread it over 1 year. If you pay it all up front and you got $15,000 to spare, if you pay it that first year, you know what? I knock $2,000 off of that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so like anything, when you come with it all, it might go down a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it might get down. You know what I mean? 13. You know what I mean? For that exact same everything. Right? But then you also have the option of doing 3 years, 5 years car payment. You know what I mean? Or 10 years.
So it's like 3, 5, or 10.
Yeah, 3, 5, 7, or 10.
Okay.
Yeah, but 10 is the max though. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but 10 is the max though. And usually, if you spread it out over 10 years, so I recommend that you don't spread it over anything over 5 years.
Why?
It's a car payment, you know what I mean? So just like cars with interest, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna pay more over 10 years than you are within that 5.
So I pay interest on this as well?
Kind of, sort of, you know what I mean? Because I got $13,000 policy.
Right.
Now I got to take these $13,000 and spread it over 10 years, you know what I mean? So you're gonna pay more because you gotta make a monthly payment every single month for 10 years, you know what I mean? So you could have paid it off within 5 if you just add extra $30 or $40 or something, you know what I mean? And,
right.
Yeah,
so does that vary, like, kind of like going back to your car model, if, let's say, does my credit matter when it comes to like my interest rate? Same?
None of that matters.
Okay.
None of that. Your credit doesn't matter, your health doesn't, well, it kind of matters if you want to do an insurance policy. So there's a few ways you can do it. Like you can pretty much create it the way that it fits your budget. You know what I mean? So if you want the insurance policy, you're gonna pay for the 10 years. If you want the trust account, you're gonna pay for 10 years. If you want an annuity, you're gonna pay for 10 years. So whatever length you set, that's the length that you set. But the funding vehicle behind it is what's going to give you the flexibility and the different costs, and you know what I mean? Because
Right.
annuity is going to cost you a little bit more than an insurance policy, or you know.
And could you, I know it might be a lot because I know it differentiates. So that's all the more reason why you guys need to contact him to get personalized policies. But what's the difference in an annuity, a trust, and kind of like the funding vehicles that you just named? Like, what's the difference?
So primarily, they're essentially the same in the fact that they're funding vehicles.
Okay.
All right, so an annuity, think of it like you win the lottery, right? You can take a lump sum or you can take the payments, right? So the payments that you receive is an annuity.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so it's essentially you got $13,000, and hypothetically, I'm gonna let you borrow $13,000, and then we're gonna open up an annuity, and then the interest is gonna make those payments essentially.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The insurance policy is an insurance policy. You know what I mean? You make your payments every month. As long as you make your payments every month, if you were to die within those 10 years, it'll pay for your funeral, even if you go before. You know what I mean? So insurance. You know what I mean? And then the trust account is you put money into an account.
Okay. No, that thanks for that simple explanation.
No problem.
So is there a certain, and I know you're probably gonna say it immediately, but I know no. But seriously, is there a certain time frame that someone should start thinking about a pre-need policy?
So just immediately, no.
If that's the answer, that's the answer.
Right.
But
folks, usually people don't think about it until they're affected by it. You know what I mean? So people don't think about they don't think about life insurance until they go to a funeral. You know what I mean? They don't think about a pre-need until they at the cemetery. You know what I mean? So usually what we find is that people over 40 have already dealt with death. They didn't have to do a funeral or been involved with some type of funeral. So they're usually the ones that are thinking about it and are coming to us. However, I mean, if my mama would have got my brother something, you know, when he was 15 or something, it'd have been 3 times as cheaper. It'd have been paid off by now. We wouldn't have to worry about burial. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, the younger you are, the cheaper it is.
Exactly. No, and that's good. So is there and I'm asking kind of for myself, y'all, my bad.
Yeah.
When it comes to, okay, I hear a lot of people talk about the life insurance policy. So what's the difference between having a life insurance policy and having a pre-need policy? Or is it the same thing?
So life insurance is for your family.
Okay.
Pre-need is for your funeral.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
okay.
that's it. Your pre-need, that's all it's for. It goes to the funeral home, or, you know, however you want to do it, to the space capsule people, however you want to do it. But it's only for your funeral. That's it. You can only use those funds, or those funds are earmarked for your casket, your embalming, your cemetery plot. So a insurance policy, you can use that for anything. Even if it says final expense on the policy, you can use that money for anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but insurance is for your family, period.
Can you sell me insurance policy and a pre-need
Absolutely.
policy?
Yep, I sure can.
We can do them both at the same time?
Yep, absolutely. We can get you a $5,000 funeral and a $50,000 life insurance.
Is that usually how people do it, most of the time?
So usually they get one or the other.
Oh, usually one or the other?
Yeah, because a lot of people think that, oh, I got an insurance policy, that'll take care of my funeral.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yes, you got an insurance policy, but that insurance policy doesn't put your funeral on layaway. So caskets now, I can get your casket right now for $700. If you 20, 30 years old, you ain't dying until you 20 years later.
Right.
That $700 casket, 30 years later, what, $2,000, $3,000? You know what I mean? Just inflation alone.
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So by getting a pre-need, you're literally locking in everything. You know what I'm saying? You literally taking it off the shelf, putting it in layaway. So even if Walmart decide that, hey, we're not having that on sale no more, you put it in layaway. You got that sale price. You know what I mean? So
No, definitely. So again, that's why you need to get it before you die.
exactly, exactly.
Not after. No,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
That's good. And I wanted to ask, when it comes to, I guess, the insurance game, or just in general, for someone that might not be over 40, they might be thinking about getting a policy or thinking about getting even a pre-need policy. Where would I start, or where should I start?
Start with thefuneralguy.com.
Shameless plug.
Shameless
I'll
plug,
start there.
yeah,
Okay,
right,
I'll
right,
start
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. But yeah, so you can start there for sure. But if you're specifically wanting to get a pre-need policy, start with your local funeral home. Whatever funeral home you have in your community, go knock on their door, call them. Hey, I'd like to speak to your preneed department. A lot of times, well, the funeral guy actually works with a lot of funeral homes in our community, so call me, I can
You can get it cheaper?
Nah, it's
same price?
Yeah, the price is their price. Yeah,
but it's concierge, so more so I don't have to deal with it, or I don't have to like listen to, they might be telling me, hey, buy this, do this, do this.
Exactly.
You're kind of a trusted advisor where
yeah, we're going to get you what you want, not what
they suggest that you need.
Right.
No.
Now, if you need it because of, there's not a lot of laws behind funerals, which is why you can have a funeral home on Avenue A charge $5,000 for a funeral, and a funeral home on Avenue B charge $10,000 for the exact same funeral, because there's not a lot of regulation there. I mean, so
kind of like clothes, you know, like, oh, you want this one or you want this one. You can buy the same outfit, but it might be a different price.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you want to do rainbow shopping or you want to go to the Galleria, same clothes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but exact same thing. So because of that, though, is why we exist. You know what I mean? So I know what you want. I know you want the casket. I know you want that. Well, I know you're in this community, but cuz hitting over the head for the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you have family that's been, you know, taken care of with that cemetery, that funeral home, then cool. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put you wherever you want to go. However, you know, because of the organization that we partner with for our pre-need, you can take it to whatever funeral home you want to. So, yeah, fully transferable.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So is that citywide, statewide?
Nationwide.
Man, that's what's up. So if I get something from you in Texas, but I want it in Nashville, I'm able to take this same info, bring it to Nashville, where my family's at, and everything is all good.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Yeah, that's legit. That's legit. That's one of the, I guess, your unique sales propositions, because I definitely go with something like that.
Right.
My family's in a little small town, so I'm guessing we'll probably go. Well, hopefully I'll go to that same small town.
All right, where you from?
They from a town called Columbus, Texas, Allerton. You know Allerton?
I've heard of it. I ain't never been.
It's a little small. It's a little small town. That's what I see a lot of people buried from the family. You know, I guess that's where I'm gonna end up. But
yeah, already. Get it now. Plots and filling fast.
How are you able to be so humorous and talk about death on a consistent basis with different people and still have this much energy and joy?
Death doesn't scare me. Death is the last, artist, so I think it's, I forget the Bible verse, you know what I mean? But death is the last enemy to be defeated, you know what I mean? So as much as you struggle with everything in your life, it's the one thing you can't beat, first off. It's gonna happen, you know what I mean? And actually, that's one of the 9 things how to get over your fear of death is to actually accept that it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So for me, I've already accepted I'm going to die. You know
Hold on, 9 things to get over death.
Yeah,
you know all 9 by heart?
Not off tops. You know what I mean? So
Give me 5.
All right, so accept the fact that you're going to die. Live your life to the fullest, knowing that. Don't get caught up in the minute stuff, the little stuff. Right. You know what I mean? Celebrate the little stuff. Yeah, and read your Bible. Read your Bible.
No.
But yeah.
No, that's good enough. And I bet you have some crazy stories. And I think I've heard you even tell me a few. But tell me about a time where maybe you might have spoken with someone and kind of like we all think, we never think death's going to happen to us, or we never think it's going to happen as quickly as it does. So what was the time you might have spoke with someone, they might have passed up on opportunity to get a pre-need policy, but they end up needing it shortly after? Yes,
so it happens more times than not.
Really?
Especially in our community.
What you mean by our community?
Black folk.
Okay, cool. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, they might think they might think business people.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I'm talking about black folk. You know
okay,
what I mean?
Cool.
So the minority community. So it's not just black, Hispanic. You know what I mean? But especially in the black community, you know, we have a distrust about insurance. You know what I mean? Because white men come to our community, take grandmama's money, and she passed away, and they been pocketing the money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, or we've had just a bunch of unscrupulous characters, if I'm saying that right. You know what I mean? They just give the insurance industry a bad name. You know what I mean? So, police. You know what I mean? It's all it takes is one bad apple. You know what I mean? So, we have a lot of distrust because of that. So I can remember an instance where, speaking with a young lady, Cecil, I want an insurance policy. I want it for this much. Okay, well, you want an insurance policy? You want pre-need? gave her the price. This is what she wanted. Okay, well, I'm going to holler at you later on when I get paid. All right, called her when she got paid. I ain't got it, so forth, so forth. Got her hair done, though. Got her nails done, though. Yeah, I mean, so a month or two later, I get a call from her daughter. Saying, hey, Cecil, Mama told me she was talking to you about getting her insurance policy. Your mama didn't get it.
She passed away?
She passed.
Wow.
She didn't get it.
What period of time was that from you talking to her passing about?
Probably less than 6 months. Less than 6 months.
Wow.
But like, I'm sorry, baby. She said she's going to call me back. She said she's going to get it. She didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. But I've also had instances where, well, I'm not going to get the whole thing. I'll just get a little one now. Yeah,
what you mean by little one? What they mean?
So instead of getting the whole funeral for $10,000, they'll just get an emergency funeral. So, which is what I recommend. So,
what's that?
So I recommend everybody has an emergency funeral plan. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have an emergency fund for money. You know what I mean? You got your emergency fund, but do you have an emergency funeral plan? So an emergency funeral plan is the basic bare minimum funeral that you can get, such as a direct cremation. So if you die, we're taking you straight to the crematory, no memorials, no nothing, no flowers, no nothing, right? But that's the bare minimum, run you less than $1,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can pay for that in 3-4 months. You know what I mean? And if something happens, okay.
You at least get cremated.
You at least get cremated. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a memorial service afterwards. We put your big old picture, we can do it at the NRG, wherever you want. You know what I mean? But you have something to where your family's not trying to scrape up money or find a funeral home or put a GoFundMe or fish fries, a T-shirt, none of that. You know what I mean? Because it's taken care of. That's your emergency funeral plan. Now, once that's in place, you can build on it. You know what I mean? Okay, so got that. I'm going to get cremated. You know what I mean? So I'll get an emergency cremation plan. And then, maybe you want to add a memorial. Okay, maybe you want to add.
So you can stack.
Yeah.
You keep coming back adding to your cart.
Oh, man. Hey, insurance stacking? Ooh, let me tell you, that's a game play. That's a play right there.
Look, run the play. What's the play?
All right, so here's the play, right? So it's called insurance stacking, right?
Okay.
So insurance stacking is using specific insurance policies to pay for explicitly for, things that you're going to have to pay for when you die.
Right.
All right, so bottom tier is an emergency funeral plan. That's your preneed. You know what I mean? All right, then you got your term insurance. That's for your bills, your car notes, your house note, to
I
pay
got
out.
insurance for that?
Yeah, well, it's term insurance.
Yeah, but I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, because you think about it, if you buy a house, it's what, a 30-year note? 30-year term insurance policy. You know what I mean? If you die before you pay off your house, that term policy gonna pay it off and everything else on it. Everything in the house, on the house, and around the house gonna pay it off. You know what I mean? So, got your pre-need, you got your terms. Now your bills is paid for, all your funerals paid for. All right, so now do you want to leave something for the kids?
I'll leave a little something.
Okay, if you want a small one, leave $10,000, $15,000, get a final expense policy. You know what I mean? That's going to take care of your little final expenses, you know what I mean? Or if you want to leave the kids a little bit, you know what I mean? If you want to go a little bit more, leave them, all right, so got the funeral taken care of, bills is taken care of. Well, I got final expenses because I know Mama wanted this specific red dress from Vera Wayne, so I got this little small one for that, final expense. Then for the kids is a GUL, Guaranteed Universal Life. So I know a lot of people hear IULs, but there's IULs, VULs, GULs, all kind of ULs, right? You'll be like, for real. But the GUL is guaranteed, you know what I mean? And if you want your kids to guarantee to have some money, get a GUL.
I get that.
You know what I mean? And then if you want to use the life insurance where you can borrow against it and stack money and reuse the money.
That's what we always hear about. What's that called?
So that's essentially a whole life insurance policy.
Okay.
But a lot of folks there's IUL that does the same thing. You know what I mean? But an IUL is a term life policy. You know what I mean? With just some added benefits. You know what I mean?
What's IUL? What's the abbreviation?
Index Universal Life Insurance.
Index Universal.
Yeah, so it's based on an index like the NASDAQ or the S&P. You know what I mean? And your insurance policy, you put this money into a term insurance policy. The money from that term insurance policy gets paid dividends based on the stock market. If the stock market does bad, then you don't lose anything. Hypothetically, you know what I mean? But there's still management fees, you know what I mean? So it's gonna eat into it. The older you get, because it's a term policy, is more, so that's gonna eat into it, you know what I mean? So you have to overfund it. All right,
And that's for the IUL?
That's an IUL.
Okay.
Yeah. So a whole life policy is exactly that. I want this amount of money. This is how much it's going to cost, and you pay for it your whole life, the same amount every month.
And that's the one I can borrow against?
You can borrow against it. So Walt Disney, J.C. Penney, Master P, that's how they built all. That's how they built it.
Did you hear? It's like, wait, what you say?
Walt Disney, J.C. Penney, and Master P.
No. So okay. So I get the you saying that's final expense, right?
All right. So you got pre-need, term, final expense, GUL,
And whole life. And the whole life is the one that I can borrow against.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. This not a whole life like sermon or anything, but I'm kind of interested with that whole life. Do you know if I have to have it a certain amount of time before I can borrow against it?
So usually they want it 2 years or more. It depends on how you set it up. So you can literally set it up how you want it. That's the beauty of whole life. You know what I mean? So if you wanted a 1 year, start paying dividends, or set up 1 year, 2 years, but usually it's about 2 years before you can start borrowing against it.
Can you set that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Got you one-stop shop.
Yeah, anything insurance.
The funeral guy.
Yeah, right. Who did?
The funeral guy. No, but with all the different types of policies and different things like that, is there one particular maybe insurance policy that I can get that has all that included? Is that the whole?
As far as
like basically, if I wanted to get the emergency funeral, I wanted to get my kids out the way, I wanted to get the bills out the way, like everything you just named in the stack, is there one policy I can get that I have everything included?
Technically, all of them, if you get it big enough.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you can get well, with the exception of preneed, because that's just for your funeral. But yeah, you can get a $2 million term policy, but if you live more than 30 years, it's gone. You can get a $5 million whole life policy that takes care of everything, you know what I mean? But it's going to be a little more expensive, you know what I mean? And then you also have to prove your net worth and medical, and you know what I mean? You got to prove that you got to be worth $5 million, you know what I mean? So a lot of people think that life insurance is based on essentially however much you want, you know what I mean? But that's not the case, you know what I mean? And actually you have to prove that you can afford it and prove that it's viable for you.
No. So is there like a certain amount that I pay every single month, or my monthly is going to be different?
Everybody's monthly is going to be different based on your age and health. You know what I mean? So with life insurance,
right?
Pre-need is just based on your age. How old are you? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how long you got to pay it out.
Right.
If you 90 years old, you know what I mean, you probably got about 3-4 years left. You know what I mean? So we ain't gonna put you in no 10-year plan. You know what I mean? So we probably require, the 1 to 3. You know what I mean? So it just really depends.
No, and it's a funny thing because I see all the different posts where they say like we pay for phone insurance, we pay for car insurance.
Yeah.
But for some reason we want to pay for life insurance.
Exactly. And most important part, because you can't use your phone if you ain't got no life.
You do. You and that's the thing, you can't. And I guess I'm gonna play the devil's advocate really quick. Is how can someone, let's say, middle class, or maybe they're a little bit under middle class, I don't know, but let's say they're making, 30, 50,000, 60,000 a year. Right. I'm married, I got my kids and all these different things going. How do I afford to pay something like a policy? Because that's every single month, right?
Right, it is.
So how do I put that, is that something you just teach someone to put in their budget, or is there a recommended company or type of policy I should have that's more affordable? How does that work?
So again, on the our main focus is pre-need, so definitely can help you. We do all the other stuff if that's what you want, but our focus is pre-need. But repeat the question again, make sure I answer it correctly.
Is there an affordable option? I know we got pre-need, but is there any type of this is the most affordable option for somebody that is looking to put a policy of some sort into their budget?
Yes, absolutely. So of course pre-need is going to be pretty affordable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
what's pretty affordable? Hold on, what's pretty affordable? You got big pockets. What's pretty affordable?
Man, if I had my hands, if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off, doggo. So your average pre-need is going to run you anywhere from $15 to $25
a month.
Yeah,
Per person or just
per person. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it depends. I mean, if you want $1,000 direct cremation and you spread it out over 10 years, you probably paying $5 a month or something. You know what I mean? Which don't recommend that. But if you are looking for life insurance with the most amount that you can get with the lowest budget is going to be term. You know what I mean? But 95% of term insurance doesn't pay out.
What you mean by payout?
Most people outlive term life insurance policies. Because the most that you can get is 30, 40 years.
Most people live longer than 30, 40. Oh, after they get it.
After they get it, yep.
But still, if I get it at like 30, most people live up, I guess, too, because
Yes,
60,
so
60-ish, yeah.
Average man lives to 82. Average woman is 86.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? So 90% of the policies don't pay out. Because they get it in their 30s when they start having kids. And,
Right.
Or buy their first house. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they don't pay out.
So what happens if it...
It's just gone. Money you just put in. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Unless you add a clause to your policy. You can add a clause to your insurance policy so that after that 30 years is up, if you don't die, you get all the money you put in.
Yeah. Is that extra every single
It is
month,
extra,
of course?
though. Yeah, like an extra $5 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
cool.
Yeah.
So with that, can I do that for all policies? Like even
Nope.
like, oh, only term?
Well,
I know I'm getting
yes.
kind of, you know, like, it depends.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
man,
again,
yeah.
this is why I need to call and get, I'm trying to get as much as I can out of them,
Right.
but it really do depend on your situation. But
it literally
so
does.
can I put that on, okay, can I put an extra, like let's say, can I put that restriction on all my policies where if I outlive it, I get everything back? Or is that only for term?
That's only with a term,
Okay.
because the term is the only one that you can outlive.
Okay.
And all the rest of them, you're going to pay it off within the first 5 years. So that one's done. That's your preneed. Your term, you setting it for a term. You want 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You know what I mean? So like we play that go see. But you set it for a term. You know what I mean? Your GULs, your whole life, it's your whole life.
Right. No, okay, cool. I think I got it. I think I got it. But again, I need to call them for special stuff, and I'm trying to get it, but I can't. It's so it depends on so much, and you know that's the I think the funny thing about insurance, and when it comes to just this whole realm of things, is because it does depend, and it almost kind of, and it's again playing devil's advocate, almost scared me away a little bit, man. That's a lot of, you know, that's a lot to try to take in, and then it's like, how do I know, or how can I be confident that I'm choosing the right policy that'll really take care of me and my family?
Absolutely. So essentially, you always want to choose a life insurance policy where you're paying into it less than what you're receiving.
What you mean?
So let's say you got a in the instance of the preneed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I get a $10,000 preneed, I want to pay less than $10,000 for it. You know what I mean? Period. So whether that means paying it off the first year or within the first 3 years, you know what I mean? I want to pay less than $10,000. If I get a $100,000 term policy or whole life policy, I only want to pay about $90,000 for it. You know what I mean? As far as all the monthly payments I put in shouldn't exceed $80,000, $90,000.
Wait, so if I get like let's say if I get a term policy or something like that, or one of these policies, and it's a $100,000 policy, I got to pay $100,000 to them in order for them to give it to me?
No, well, not necessarily.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
cool.
Not necessarily. No. With term, you're going to get a lot more than what, you know what I mean, dollar-wise. You know what I mean? I just, as an example. You know what I mean? So you just want more value for your buck.
Right, I get what you're saying. So over a time period, you do the calculations, but ideally, you don't want to pay as much as you're signing that you would get. Okay, that you would get out.
Exactly. Otherwise, you could just open up a savings account.
Duh. Exactly. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, you would have lost the dual inflation and some other, but yeah, I mean, like,
I tell you, your pocket's big. You know your number. See, you ain't lost it. Your pocket's big. You thinking about stuff like that. No, is there a certain age group or a certain age where it's like too young where I can't get it? So can I get
2 weeks? 2 weeks after birth is the youngest you can get life insurance.
That's what's up. Would you recommend I get?
Yes, absolutely.
What's the benefits of that?
Because that's what the price you're going to pay for the rest of your life.
Oh, facts?
Facts. You know what I mean? So if I wanted a $1 million whole life policy, if I got it right now, it'd be, I don't know, $200-300 a month. But if my mama would have got a $1 million whole life insurance policy when I was 2 weeks, it'd be like $5. and I would still be paying $5 at 30 years old for that $1 million policy.
You playing?
Nope.
So why doesn't people do it?
Exactly. All my kids, you know what I mean, to where we're talking about money that you can borrow, the whole life that you can borrow about it and all that good stuff. They don't know how much your kids is going to be worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You heard about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. First thing they do, as soon as a new Rockefeller is born, $5 million policy immediately. 2 weeks old. You know what I mean? So now you paying $5 for a $5 million policy on a 2-week-old. And when he gets 60 years old, he's going to be paying $5 for that $5 million policy, right? But because they've been paying money in it over since he was 2 weeks old, when he turned 18, he going to buy him a new car, pay for his college, and borrow against his insurance policy.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. So, oh wait, yeah, look, you didn't turn the game up.
I'm telling you, man, insurance is the most powerful tool in the world. In the world. Slavery would not have existed if the insurance companies didn't insure the slaves.
Ooh.
Redlining would not have existed if the insurance companies would insure the black properties on the other side of the red line. The Million Man March wouldn't have existed if they didn't have insurance on those buses. You know what I mean? Like, insurance runs the world. Insurance tells us how much our life is worth, how much our car is worth, how much our house is worth. They tell us. But we don't own no insurance companies. No, until we own our own and we tell ourselves how much our life is worth, how much our community houses is worth, how much our vehicles, like, my daddy got a 1967 Oldsmobile, you know what I mean? To me and to him, it's meant, you know what I mean? But to...
Kelly Blue Book.
Yeah.
You asked Kelly. she got some total different numbers.
Yes, exactly. But insurance determines our value, and we need to own our own insurance company so we can determine our own value.
Is that one of your goals?
That is the ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? Cindy's List is an insurance company. You know what I'm saying? We just help people with funerals. You know what I'm saying? Our ultimate goal is to become a reassurer. So a reassurer is an insurance company that insures insurance companies. Yeah, that's the goal.
I tell you, you got big pockets.
Now, it will be. It's coming. It's coming. Not yet.
I tell you got big pockets. No.
It's definitely coming.
No, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for all the knowledge. You didn't.
Man, that's it.
You didn't. Yeah. You didn't look. You can't give us too much because we gotta have a reason to call you for one.
Man, yeah.
So we got a reason to call you. But you done set my kids up, man.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know. You know.
Hey, 2 weeks after one. Like,
2 weeks, $5 million. $5 million.
Yeah.
$5 million. We work.
Easy. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get Gerber, it double once you turn 18.
Oh, really?
Whatever you start with, it doubles automatically. Ain't got to do no extra.
Before we go, run that one more time.
So Gerber, you heard about Gerber. Everybody heard about Gerber. You know what I mean?
Gerber baby, yeah.
Yeah, Gerber baby. All right, let's say you got a Gerber baby, 2 weeks old, just had the baby. You decide you want to get a Gerber plan. You say $25,000. You know what I'm saying? So at 2 weeks old, you got $25,000. You paying $6 a month.
What you mean like a Gerber plan though?
It's a whole life policy, but it's the company is Gerber.
Dang. Okay.
You know the food.
Yeah, I know Gerber. Yeah,
Gerber
but I didn't know they had a plan. And
yes. They got college endowments where it's a life insurance policy that you pay for 4 years and then you cash out and pay for their college.
Gerber?
Gerber, the truth. You know
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes, so all my kids got Gerber. You know what I mean, all the adults
got Gerber babies.
Oh yeah, like okay. Plus additional policies. We stacking, everybody get a stack. You know what I'm saying? Like we stacking everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that's $5 million I can tap into with one baby. I got 3 babies there. You know what I'm saying? It's $5 million I can borrow.
I pockets big. I told you, see, I got 3 babies, $5 million.
Right. It ain't that much, but it will. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. You know what I mean, we still building. So.
Facts.
But yeah, so when you get $25,000 Gerber policy, Gerber baby life policy, it's a whole life policy. When she turns 18, it automatically doubles to 50.
Dang.
Automatically, I ain't got to do nothing extra.
Man, what a good dad.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man, I can't stand none of them, no. But
they gonna love you. No, oh man, this has been so informative. Thank you so much for this. But go ahead and let us know, where can we find you online or any social platforms?
So definitely reach out to thefuneralguy.com, the real funeral guy, at all social media handles: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
His TikTok is bomb, y'all. Go to his
man,
TikTok.
yeah,
He viral. I'm like, golly, he be
Yeah.
20, 30,000 views on TikTok. So go check out his TikTok. But no.
200-300,000.
Oh, my bad. Tell you this dude pocket. He know his numbers. I tell you, his pockets is big, man. God.
Ain't nobody but God, though, man. I couldn't
Thank
did it
God.
without him.
Exactly.
Without him.
No, thanks. Agreed. But nah, that's gonna be it. Definitely catch us on the next episode. Definitely thank you, Cecil, and we are out of here.
Thank you.
For sure.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm cool, man.